Hi there. Today we are diving into one of the most elegant solutions in Azure security, using Key Vault with managed identities to eliminate credential management entirely. So, what is credential management like the problem we are facing? Let's talk about a problem. Every developer and IT admin has faced normal. Your application needs to connect to a database. It needs credential, a username and password, or a connect string. Where do you put those credentials? Option 1, hard code into source code. Anyone with access to the code has the password. Option 2, environment variables. Better than hard coding, but is still not great. The credential exists in plain text somewhere on the server. Admin with server access can see them. Option 3, configuration files. So same problem, credential is stored in web.config or some kind of JSON file. So you can say it's still vulnerable. Now you have a new problem. Where do we store if there is an encrypted config file or it has got encryption key in place? So it's coming like problem maybe one level deeper. All of these approaches have the same fundamentals flow. The application has to process credential to access other credential that is happening here. So now Azure provide a revolutionary approach. What if your application did not need credential at all? What if Azure itself vouched for all your application's identity? That's managed identities. Your VM or app service gets an identity in Azure AD, automatically created and managed by Azure. No password, no certificates, no secrets to manage. Then you store actual secret like database password, API keys, certificates in Azure Vault. Your application uses its managed identity to retrieve secrets from the key vault. And at no point does your application possess long-term credential. It's all handled through Azure token services. So there are two types of managed identities. One is system assigned, another is user assigned. So what is system assigned? System assigned is created as part of the Azure resources like VM, app service, function app. Lifecycle tied to the resources. Delete VM, the identity is also deleted. Each resources gets its own unique identity, best for scenarios where each resource needs a different kind of permissions. And user assigned managed identities, it's created as standalone Azure resources, can be assigned to multiple resources and lifecycle independent of the resources using it. Best scenarios like where multiple resources needs the same permissions. Most of the cases it's use system assigned identities for simplicity. So how actually it works? So if we go through the flow, think that when VM boots up, Azure automatically enables the managed identity. Then when application needs a secret, code request an access token from Key Vault, and request goes to metadata service. This is a special endpoint available at some IP specific, which is not routable outside Azure. Then Azure validates the identity, checks that this VM really does have a managed identity. After that, Azure returns an OAuth access token valid for Key Vault. Then applications calls to Key Vault to authenticate that one. and make sure that it has got the get secret permissions. If that, then applications receive the actual secret value. I say that there are so many steps, but it is done internally. And there are so many capabilities with the key vault, like secrets, password, connecting string, then keys, certificates. So, like the options it has got, like encryption, access policies, or the rollback access control, audit logging, network isolation, soft delete, and parts protection. All this makes Key Vault like very secure and easy to deploy with the code. Let's go through the lab. Um, Other thing that you can also set that up, rotation for the key, and also set up versioning. So in this lab, we'll go through Azure Key Vault, create a Windows VM with system assigned managed identity enable, store a secret in Key Vault. Then we'll go through from there. So let's focus on lab now. This lab is using Azure Key Vault for managed identities. I'll add the GitHub link, also Azure study guide link in the description section. So let's start the lab now. So minimize that window. So here I have connected to the portal. After connecting to the portal as a global administrator, at the left side you will see that create a resource. So you can click create a resource and then search here Vault. Click on Key Vault and click here create. The basic tab, and select a resource group. If you don't have that one, you can create the resource group, like create new options. Then here select the region. For this lab we are going to select West US. Now we are taking on default this tab. We can go for access configuration, and here is that vault access policy. Select on vault access policy radio button. All others, network, we are not setting any tab. We are just making default, considering default values. So click on review and create. When that is done, click on create. So vault, like you can see that that has been created. Your deployment is complete. We can go to that resource. So we can see that key vault is ready. So now we are going to create a Windows virtual machine. So for that we have to do, like, again we can go to home. You can search also here. You can search here. Then type here that Windows 11 machine that we are going to create. So Windows 11. And now um, because there are so many options, you can select also like only for Azure services only. Azure benefit only. So it's not coming from marketplace here. Okay. Now I can see it's back. So here Windows 11, select that one. Now from here subscription, Windows 11 Enterprise, and selecting the available one, which is there's so many, but as per lab that was version 22H2, but here I can see that specific version is not available here, so I'm selecting 23H2. Then click on create. Click resource group, give a virtual machine name. Our region, we are selecting West US. Redundancy, we do not need redundancy for our lab testing. Security type, we are going to set that is standard. Image is this one because the lab mentioned version 22H2, which is not available. Then for the size, we are going to select D series V3. So D2S V3. And then give a username, a password, then for disk we are considering default value, same for networking default value. Then under management we are going to enable like identity section. You see that enable system as a managed identity, select that one. All others we are considering default values, but you can go through to see what some properties has been set up for those different options. So now finally review and create. Validation failed because I think I didn't miss. Let me go through basic tab. Changing may reset selection, you have made review all option. Okay, here I missed that one, licensing option, click that one. Now review and create. So when that create button enabled, select create. I'll be back when that is done. So VM has been deployment has completed. Go to the resource, and here we can see our VM is ready. So now we are going to create a secret. So for that, navigate to the key vault we have created. So when we are in key vault, select go to this object options, and underneath that there is a secrets. Here is the generate an input. Click on generate an input, and in this section create a secret section screen. And that from upload option, there is only option is not for manual. Select manual and give a name for this vault. So like I can select test PM01 secret, and you can give a value here. Content type is optional. You can set expiration date, when that will be expired. You can also select activation date, when that will be activated. So for now, make it clear, and like enabled is yes. Then click on secret or create options. So it will create a secret here. So not now. So you can see that secret has been created. Now go back to Key Vault. Now we are going to grant access to Key Vault. For that, we need to go to this settings. Oh no, here is the option that you can see access policies. So click on access policies and then click on create. Then you see that there is a permissions, there are different tabs. So first in permissions section is the configure from a template. This is like mentioned here. So select a template. So here I'm going to select, there are so many template options for this lab. We are going to select secret management. And from next, well, after selecting that one, we can see that there are top level, there are 3 categories, and underneath that there are subcategories options are available. So we are selecting default here, click next. There is a principal options. So under principal, let's see which are available. Can I drag this on? Okay, so here we have to select VM that we have created. So let me duplicate that tab. PM. Okay, straight go to PM. Select that machine, this one, and click next. Next. So here is principal name, then click on create. So that has been updated successfully, that we can see here. You can edit if you want, based on the requirements. You can edit all those policy options. Now we'll go through access data with Key Vault secret using PowerShell. So for that, let's go to VM that we have created and connect to that VM. Connect, click on connect here, and then here you will see, got it. Download RDP file, keep open file to connect there. Click connect. The password I have used for this one. Click OK. Click yes. Click next. Accept. So default I'm just accepting and going through. After when I'm in VM, I'm going to start a PowerShell session. So in PowerShell, we are going to invoke the web request on the tenant to get the token for the local host in the specific port for the VM. So let me execute the command here. So when that is done, now we are going to extract the access token from that response that we have got on the first one. Now we are going to execute this command. This is mainly, when you use all those automation or through scripts, so that you can use this one into your code also. So now next command, we are going to execute PowerShell to invoke web request command to retrieve the secret we created earlier in the key vault. So for that, you have to get two values you need here. One is key vault URI and secret name. So how you'll get that key vault and secret name? If we go back to here, if you go to key vault, you can get URI from here, and secret name, if you go to secret under key vault, you can see the secret name. Going to use invoke web request command to retrieve the secret you created earlier in the key vault, passing the access token in the authorization holder. So you can see this output. The secret can be used to authenticate to services that requires a name and password. So that's all for this lab. If you have any questions or any comment, please add into comment section. Otherwise, see you in next lab.